You can have whatever you like. Yeah. I like to have amazing guests on this show.
Right.
You can have whatever you like. Yeah, people who are inspiring. You can have whatever you like.
Yeah.
People who are absolutely stunning in person. You can have whatever you like. Yeah. Tracy, you want to pick up the verse from there?
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna hit you with the remix. But Sway,
Yes.
this guest that we have, it reminds me of the conversations often had in the studio about being a woman in the spotlight.
Yes.
And how unfortunately so many people will care about your surface but not about your substance. And this woman right here, she can't help that she's gorgeous. However, she is beyond just a pretty face. She's impacted me by being an entrepreneur, by being an actress, by being a speaker, by being a designer, by being hella fitness goals.
Yeah.
Please welcome and introducing Nicole Murphy to the show.
You can have whatever you like.
I feel like it's my birthday.
Yeah, Nicole. Did you grow up in Sacramento?
I did.
So you-
Sacramento, California.
From Northern California.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Oakland, Nicole.
Don't
you know,
start,
Sway.
Okay.
You know,
Don't
I've been to
start.
Old Town Sac. I've been out there. I used to go out to UC Davis a lot.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grow up feeling like you could have whatever you like?
I grew up knowing I was going to have whatever I liked.
You did?
Yeah,
What
I
did-
did.
yeah.
I always used to say to my mother, you know, I don't, even though I love Sacramento,
Uh-huh.
but I just noticed that it was a repeated circle where I was living. It was like the girls would like go out with the boy in high school, get pregnant, and then end up on welfare, have babies, because we were on welfare.
Right.
So I just saw that repeated cycle, and I was like to my mother, I used to say, I'm going to be out of here. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to be those girls. And at 17, I was in Europe modeling. So I was
At
gone.
17. You hear
Wow.
that?
Yeah.
Supermodel. Internationally modeling.
Yeah, so-
Where's your mother from?
She's from England.
She's from England.
Yeah.
So she was a homemaker?
Yes.
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 What do you remember about being on welfare? Because
I remember standing in line getting that government cheese.
Yeah, you can have whatever you
You
like.
like.
Yeah. Did y'all have? I remember my mother would send me to the store with food stamps.
Me too.
You can have whatever
you like.
Not on welfare. I know, right?
Right. Less
Yes.
options.
What was the first break that you had that got you into modeling?
I was forced into doing this modeling contest in Sacramento, and I was really shy as a little girl, as even a teenager. I was like, ugh, I didn't like speaking in front of people. Just really reserved, and I was forced to do this through my stepfather and my mother, and they were like, no, you have to do this. So I became, I won first place in the contest.
Okay.
And so then I ended up going to this little so-called modeling school called Mannequin Manor. And I went through the little process, and then they put me in a competition out here in New York at the Waldorf Astoria. It was called the ITMSA modeling competition, and it was from all these other beautiful women from all over the world that came and competed for a week. And it was like who did the makeup best, who walked on the runway best, photographed, all that stuff. And I won the whole competition. So with that, I won a contract with Eileen Ford. And then I ended up going off to Europe. So that's how and then I did great over there. I ended up working with the top designers from Valentino, Chanel, and Dior, and Yves Saint Laurent, and Givenchy. It was just like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it was a
So you
great
didn't have any
experience.
like diversity issues working in the modeling field at
You
that
know
time?
what? I would always get, what are you?
Uh-huh.
You know, because my hair was long, and they were like, we don't know what you are. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. You.
I'm black. So, but it sometimes it worked for me, and sometimes it didn't work for me. But when you're in the modeling game, you have to be strong, because you're gonna get told no a lot, but you can't let it break you down. You just got to keep going for it.
Was your mom nervous for you, like being 17, going to another country?
Yes.
And we have moms of kids that want to get into the industry. What did she tell you, or what did she used to do?
Okay, well, this is the thing. My mother was nervous for me, but it was a great opportunity for me. And at the time, the agencies tell you, we're going to look after her, don't worry. But, things, it was kind of scary. I'm going over to a foreign country, not able to speak the language, have to figure out the money, how to get around without spending a lot of money, because I didn't have no money at the time.
Right.
So, it was scary, and she worried, but thank God I got through it. I had my little moments where it was like, well, yo, this is weird, but I did it. Yeah.
Okay, Nicole Murphy is here with us. Man, you look amazing.
Yeah.
And what you've done in terms of health and wellness is really commendable.
Thank you.
I look at you, and even as a man, I get inspired. Like, I want abs like Nicole Murphy.
Yeah. Facts.
Who said facts?
Me.
You agree with that, Mike?
Facts.
Go ahead, Mike. That's Mike Muse right there, Nicole.
Hello, Mike.
How you doing, Nicole? It's so great to meet you.
Thank you.
As Tracy G mentioned, really a big fan of your work and all that you do. How do you inspire fitness and wellness, right? Like, what would you say to those who want a body look? It's summertime now.
Yeah, it's
right?
Summertime, all right. Well, you know what? I always been into, since I had my children. And when I first had my first baby, I wasn't even thinking about working out. I didn't go to the gym and this and that. And no one told me, like, hey, it's possible that your belly will never be the same and your body's going to look different. You might have stretch marks. I didn't even think like that. So I was blessed in the beginning, like, I just went back into my little normal shape.
Snapback was on point back
and then the more kids I started having, it was like, yo, I need to work out because I'm not the same, So I could see my little faults. So I was like, you know what? I'm in the gym. I got to work out. And at the time I was married, I was like, well, I always want to look good for my man. Right. So I didn't want to get comfortable like some people do in a relationship and let themselves go, I know a few people like that, and I'm like, yo, honestly, that would turn me off. So I always want to look good. So I've always been into it. I've been into eating right. Well, I do mess up. I'm not gonna lie. And just work out. It's only 1 hour out of your day.
Oh, that's all you doing?
1 hour out of my day. I can even do it at home.
Okay.
There's no excuse. And then just learning how to eat properly. That took me a minute because I didn't know. My mother's British, so it was all about bread and lots of butter and lots of sauces on your food, potatoes and that. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
But the older I got, and I figured it out. So
you come a long. When you look at the trajectory of your life, you come a long way.
I did. Huh?
Yeah, right. Damn. Congratulations, Nicole.
Thank you.
Nicole Murphy. So I want to talk about your jewelry brand that you brought here, but you didn't bring any men's jewelry.
No.
Came to Sway in the morning with no.
I do have men's bracelets.
You do have. How many kids you have now? You have
five.
5 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, I do that. I say wow. Especially when we're all together. I was like, I can't believe I gave birth to all 5 of you.
Wow.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I wonder, you mentioned your husband, who the first one, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
I love that dude.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because we always growing up thought of Eddie as, man, I want to be as smooth and suave as this guy. What did he say to you to get your attention? Like, what was the line? Did he use a line?
You know what? When we first met, we were at the NAACP Black Image Awards after party, and I was standing in line getting some food, and he sent this dude at the time, they called him Fruity. That was his nickname. And who gave him that name was Eddie.
Yeah.
So Fruity comes up and he's like, we got Mr. Murphy that wants to meet you. And I was like, for real? Like, I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. So he brought me over there, and he was like, "Hi, you're beautiful. What's your name?" And I was like, "Nicole." And he's like, "Wow." He's like, "Okay, I would love to stay in touch with you. Is it possible we can exchange numbers?" I was like, "Sure." So I gave him my number, and he actually had that number for years. I don't know if he still got it now, but he had that number.
Well, y'all got kids now. He probably ripped it up by now.
Oh, damn.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Damn number. No, I'm just saying. I'm joking, but go ahead.
So, and then eventually he called me, and he was like, "Why don't you come back to L.A.?" I was still living in Sacramento. And it was on from then
Oh, wait.
on.
So you're saying he held on to your number for years before he called you?
No. After we were together for years, he still had that number in the safe.
Oh, in the safe.
Yeah, for years.
That's dope.
Mhm.
But was he as romantic as the person he played in Boomerang? That's what I'm trying. You know what?
Marcus.
In real life, is he like? That's how I picture Eddie. Don't blow it for me. No. Sorry. In the beginning.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Well, you know
divorced.
how y'all are.
Yeah. Once we get the car in the garage, we don't watch it all the time. I will admit that. All right. Nicole Murphy is here. You want to talk to her? 888-742-3345. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Our current guest, Nicole Murphy, who is very, very eloquently describing to me what my hero, Eddie Murphy, is like.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
That's my baby daddy.
That's your baby.
Not a bad one.
Were you close with Charlie as well?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How funny was Charlie?
Oh, he was so fun to be around. And you could tell, like, when he was in the house, I could be upstairs and I could hear that laugh. And it was like, oh, Charlie's here.
Yeah.
And he had that contagious laugh, and it was like that real deep laugh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was a good person.
One of the funniest things I saw is I feel like they did a unsung Charlie Murphy or something like that, and
He did the whole Prince thing too.
Yeah, he did the whole Prince thing. But I saw an interview where Eddie was talking about Charlie and just
Like on TV One or something?
Man, just going in on him like brothers do, kind of like me and T. Cal
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
just going in on him. Let's talk about this jewelry line.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is this
Pretty.
about? Go ahead.
Okay, well, it started off as a hobby. I used to sit on my bathroom floor for hours and just, bead and collect different stones and stuff like that. And when I was pregnant. So I started making these jewelry pieces, and people will ask me, like, where'd you get that from? I'm like, I made it. And they're like, oh, my God, is it for sale? So that's how it all started. So it's called Friendship, Love, and Peace, and we call it FLP by Nicole Murphy. And it's on a website, so it's flpbynicolemurphy.net. I do have men pieces.
Okay,
I've made pieces for Lenny Kravitz, lots of different celebs as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really great. These are the symbols for friendship, love, and peace.
Okay.
Charm bracelets.
Nice.
This one's called the Halle. I made this for Halle Berry.
Okay.
So this one's really cool. And then I have the wood beads right here.
What do you think, HB?
I love it because I was going to ask you, Nicole, like, I feel like you have,
Can I see the
this is
woods?
spiritual as well. Like,
Yeah.
crosses and everything on it, and not in a evil, wicked way. Because
No.
sometimes you can see crosses and just
Right,
be like,
no.
stay away from me. But
They're not
this is
upside
like,
down?
No, they're not upside down.
These ones are custom. These are custom made, those ones. These are what's on the site. This one.
Yeah.
The ones with the diamonds are
Okay.
custom.
Oh, those real diamonds? Let me see those.
Yes.
Those are real diamonds?
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Bling,
these are
bling.
real diamonds.
Wow.
These
Okay.
are so nice,
Those
though.
are beautiful.
And I feel like they're unisex, even though.
Yeah.
You got me.
Some guys can pull it off. So
Yeah.
those ones.
Here's the four you gave me. I gave it back. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 5.
Yeah, whatever. We do have a signature bracelet. It's called the Naima, and it's like full of little charms with the friendship, love, and peace. And it does have these ones on it as well, where with the FLP and the see it in the little symbol.
Right.
And they're all over them. And it's called a Naima, and those go for $89 the whole set. Like
That's nice.
it's really cute. It's like a bunch of them on.
And nice and stackable.
Why
They're
Naima?
stackable.
What is
yeah.
that? Is Naima a name? Or what's the name?
You know what? I was coming up with these pretty names. I was like, some of them are named after my children. I have the Zola, I have the Bella, I have the Bria, and yeah, I just Naima is a beautiful name.
It
so
is.
it's like and the Hallie. I got the
Hallie.
Lenny.
You should do a sway
I
bracelet.
should do a sway bracelet.
I'm
You're
with
right.
it.
Sway
a
it
sway
is.
bracelet.
All right.
Now the website, people, citizens, go on the website because the jewelry is really beautiful. And it's subtle. It's not gaudy
Yeah.
to me and too loud. Give out the website information again.
It's Nicole Murphy. Wait, I just blanked out.
Okay.
It's FLP by NicoleMurphy.net.
Why did you go .net instead of .com?
You know what? Ask my assistant that.
Oh, okay. Is that her?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
the
but
one that
why'd
set
you
up the
do it?
website for
What'd you
me.
do?
It was already purchased. It was already purchased, and we couldn't even change it. So
Damn.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
yeah,
Dot
.com
net.
wasn't available, so I had to do .net.
Trust me, I had issues with it because I'd be like, oh no, it's FLP by NicoleMurphy.com.
Yeah.
I
And-
did
and-
that
and-
so
and
many
so many
times. I was
times,
like,
yeah.
and she'd be like, no, .net.
You got to say .net or the .com owner are going to get all the money. All right, we got some people on the phone line, too, while you pull that up. Scott is on the line from New York. Go ahead, Scott.
Scott.
Got
What up, Scott?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
like
Scott.
you always doing your thing.
Thank you.
Doing, Nicole? How you been?
I've been great. How are you been?
I've been great. I got a story for y'all.
Okay.
Nicole is not only a beautiful person on the outside, she's a great person on the inside. I met her at the Beverly Wilshire with my boy Gus, and she had her bracelets on. We was talking about how nice her bracelets was, and I was like, I'd like to get that for my lady. And my lady still wear those today. She couldn't even believe where I got them from.
Yeah, he took them off my arm.
You remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
You let them have them.
I let him have 'em.
Wow, that's
That's
nice.
nice.
Nicole
Very
Murphy, man.
nice.
I like that. Scott,
Yeah.
good story, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for backing up that she's nice. Thanks, Scott.
And on top of it, tell your friend CC that I said hi.
Crazy Cece, I will.
Okay, cool. All right, Scott, you're a citizen, man.
Sway in the morning, homie.
All right, Cortez, what do you like to say?
Hey, Nicole Murphy, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yo.
Good. Hey, I want to say a couple things. Actually, my wife is always being told that she looks like Nicole Murphy, and especially when she wears her hair short. So I'm always happy to hear that. But I just wanted to say, I follow you on Instagram, and your workouts are so intense, Nicole. How do you continue those intense workouts like you do? Because my wife was inspired to work out because of you. But she's not doing those workouts like you're doing on Instagram.
Oh, damn. Put down his wife.
Wow.
Hey, Nicole Murphy.
You know what? Like I said, I'm all about. I want to maintain. I'm 50 now. I just turned 50 years old.
Wow.
And ow.
Great.
You look great, though.
Amazing.
So I want to show women. I want to inspire other women. You know what? Just because you're 50 doesn't mean it's over. I'm not trying to look 21, but I want to look good for myself and for whoever my mate's going to be.
You're
I just want to maintain.
You're
so
single?
yeah, single.
You didn't say that with much certainty.
She's not
Single-ish.
married,
I'm
Sway.
not married.
Oh, okay.
I got
Okay.
you, Nicole.
I'm
That's-
not, there's a difference.
Yeah, but you're dating. You go out with.
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
What the hell they
And,
say
and
that?
I don't claim them.
Exclusive?
Listen, I
Damn,
don't claim.
Sway.
I don't claim. I'm not until there's a ring on it. Then y'all know who he is. Right?
Okay.
I'm not putting it out there who I'm dating because I think social media just knows too much about my life.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you do a reality
yeah.
show.
Well, yeah.
it
It's true.
tends to happen. Nicole.
It happens, but I just feel like now I want to when it's that serious.
Yeah.
Then y'all will know. I'll
Okay.
put it all out there.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I have a story too. Of course, you probably won't remember, but me and DJ Wonder, we were hanging at a party with you and Apollonia. This is years ago.
I remember that here in New York.
Yep.
Because I was tripping that it was her over
Yep.
there. Okay?
Everybody was like,
I was like,
Apollonia.
oh my
Oh shit,
God.
Nicole Murphy. I was just curious because, like, there's this whole double standard about, guys can date younger women, but women date younger guys.
Oh, I can't stand that. I don't like that. I don't think that's fair. Why do we have to be stuck with some old fart?
Come on.
Right? Why do I have to have something, broke down? And why can't I have a nice young thing?
So DB asked for a reason.
Hey.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm fast forwarding up to today. No, I'm just kidding.
What you do at the gym?
But would you date a guy like, let's say, I'm just hypothetically, forgive me.
Yeah.
DB, he's a hard working man. He has a job. He lives alone. And would you, like, if the person didn't have a certain level of financial status that may match yours, would you still consider dating him?
I would consider it, long as he's a good person. He got a great personality. He has to make me laugh.
He's a comedian.
Yeah.
Show every month of Caroline's.
I think it's really on the person, though. I don't, shoot him down just because he might not be financially on my level, but he might be a fabulous person that I love to hang out with. Right. So I don't knock that down.
Okay. And he might be a great lover.
Exactly. Never know.
You never know, Nicole Murphy.
Nicole, you know what just popped into my head right now? I actually have a girlfriend who's on the brink of divorce, and she did not know whether she wanted to keep Homeboy's last name or revert back to her own.
That's a good question.
What is your take on that?
You know what? It's so funny you brought that up because I get people will hit me on Instagram, and especially dudes, they'll be like, why you still got Murphy? Well, listen, I got 5 children. So they all have the last name Murphy. I was married to him for 12 and a half years. We were together for 17 years. Wow. And then, I thought about changing my name, but then I was like, you know what? These kids, they're going to, the first question is like, how come your name's Mitchell now? It doesn't make, I'm a Murphy right now. My kids are all Murphy until I get remarried. If I get remarried, I'm willing to change my name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There it is.
Makes
Nicole
sense.
Murphy, ladies and gentlemen. So what is this you just put out real quick?
Okay, so I'm about to drop a skincare line. It's an anti-aging skincare line that I'm very excited about. It's called Zobella. What I did was I combined both of my my children's names, the younger ones. It's Zola and Bella. So I'm really excited about this product. And I have the thermal mask, which is great. It's full of minerals, vitamins, and plant stem cells. Also pearl powder. And I know people, you know what, when I was doing this and doing all the research and stuff, pearl powder is something that has been used back in ancient times with the Chinese people, even back to Cleopatra days. So, and it's great for your collagen in your skin. So I put the pearl powder in there. What I'm really excited about is this 60-second facelift serum. And you put it on, and I promise you within 60 seconds, you feel your skin pulling up. And it just feels tighter. And, as women, we start to feel it like the drop. It pulls it up. And then, so this is really great for your skin. And then I have the Firming Moisturizer as well. And you put that on top of the facelift.
For the people that's going to see this, do they have to use all 3 products at once? Is it like step 1, 2, 3?
You know what? What's great? Well, this is what I do. I think it's important, especially with this facelift, the 60-second facelift serum I have here. It's best to put the firming moisturizer on top of it. Because otherwise your face is just going to be pulled up, and you got to have that moisture as well.
A natural look.
Yeah.
If you stop using it, though, will your face just fall back down?
You know what?
Oh, no.
Is my face falling down?
No. Nicole Murphy. So FLP by Nicole Murphy.
.net.
Okay, you can find this as well.
This will be available in July.
Okay,
I'm dropping Zobella in July, so you guys got to check it out.
Yes.
Okay, then we give we get sample
And
products.
then I also, I have the fitness app as well.
Yes, and
So
the fitness app.
NicoleMurphyFitness.com. I'm talking about how you eat properly and showing you how to exercise. So check that out.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show
You
this
guys
morning.
are great.
Thank
It's
you.
like so fun
Thank
in
you.
here.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That's what we're about the energy, Nicole. Leave some jewelry.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.